And our fourth main topic today is this. So a while back ago, when Discovery had bought DC, they had made the decision to get rid of a lot of their animation stuff and send it over to other streaming apps and kind of license it out, right? And they started doing that with a lot of stuff, Scooby-Doo, all that. But specifically with their DC stuff, they were going to do that. They had made this kind of darker HBO Max Batman animated series. It's done, ready to go and everything, and they're about to put it on HBO Max, and they were like, no, we don't want this on HBO Max. We're going to license this to somewhere else. And yeah, and so our the topic today is this article coming to us from Screen Rant, which is this big deal that the DC animation, the people at DC Animation have made with Amazon in the works right now. And I want to read a little bit of this article. A new DC Universe animation deal with Amazon is in the works, reveals Warner Brothers. TV executive Channing Dungey teasing a massive new collaboration between the two companies. 2022 has been a big year for the DC brand as Warner Brothers Discovery merger caused a change to the status quo. While several DC-based projects have been canceled, the studio is not giving up on the brand, but rather revamping its strategy as they bring more superheroes and villains to life. Even though a lot of DC live-action projects have been affected, animation has taken a significant hit as well. With Warner Brothers Discovery looking to merge HBO Max and Discovery Plus as one streaming service, it appears DC animated projects will have a new home. Dungey, who has served as the CEO and chairman of the Warner Bros. TV since 2020, revealed in an event in London via Deadline that a massive deal with Amazon is in the works. According to the Warner Bros. TV executive, the studio is looking to sign a new deal with Amazon that revolves around DC animated products. While HBO Max will still be their first stop for DC projects, Amazon will operate as another platform for them if they go through with the partnership. And this is huge for Amazon. Again, we've been talking about on the show, on the channel here for a week or two about these big moves Amazon's making, right? They said they're going to, in 2023, invest $1 billion into the theater industry. They're going to put 10 to 15 movies into theaters next year. I mean, they bought MGM Graham. They now own that. Now they're making this big, huge deal for DC Animation, where now the home of Batman Beyond, the original Batman animated series, The Mask of the Phantasm, lots of classic DC animated movies and shows may have a home at Amazon as well, which is huge because that means that they're going all in on both sides of this now, right? They're saying, hey, we're theatrical, we're pushing there, but we want content for our people who have our app too. And that, as an Amazon, I was talking to Matt the other day, he's an Amazon Prime member and didn't know that he had Amazon Prime Music and Amazon Prime Books and Amazon Prime Video and all of these things that come with it. But as an Amazon Prime user, that's awesome, dude. Like, anything they get when they get it, I see as a bonus. Like, The Boys to me was just a bonus. Like, I never expected them to have something so top shelf, but they do, and it's like, wow, what a huge bonus. But now it seems like this is really going to be a real added perk to their Prime membership. To think that, like I said, this could be home for all DC animation that's related to your biggest, IP, your Supermans, your Batmans, and all of those things. And this is huge. I'm glad to see Amazon invest in all of this money and this efforts. They clearly have a plan. I can't wait to see where else this goes. Who knows what else they do? Maybe they are able to get some Marvel animation or something, and who knows what they're going to do, but they're clearly all in on trying to compete with the Netflixes and the Apple TV Pluses and the other streaming apps that are out there now in this competition. And they're dedicating a good amount of money and, like I said, effort in this way to do so. And I think that's, like I said, as a fan, a movie fan, a film fan, we should all just be excited for this. The news of the theatrical stuff was huge, but this is huge too, like I said, because then it gives us both sides of it. We gotta have our cake and eat it too, kind of thing. And so this is very interesting news. Trevor, you're hearing this. What are your thoughts on the possibility of DC animated features? And this concludes new stuff. Like I said, that new series that they made, it could end up there too. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, from the sounds of it, sounds like it will be on both, like maybe like on the HBO or whatever app they end up doing, and Amazon. It kind of sounded like that, maybe, which I think honestly is probably a really good idea for both. If you kind of Amazon is making a lot of very smart moves, like even just kind of outside this. I think. I mean, they're really good about they have like partnerships with all the other different services, even if it's Starz or Showtime, where you can just add on to your Amazon membership. You don't even have to have cable, and you can watch those. And so, or even like Paramount Plus, you don't even got to leave Amazon to do it. So like little things like that, like man, I mean, it just drags people into your service more. So even if maybe there is some Batman over, maybe even if there is animated Batman over on HBO Max, well, you're gonna be staying on Amazon because you're like, well, I have my movies here, and now I've got this here. I think that's a smart.
It looks like
idea.
the animation that they will hang on to will be the more HBO Max content stuff. So like the Harley Quinn series are really R-rated,
right?
Kind of like the Spawn series was,
Okay, yeah.
But anything that's like for children, they want to get away from it. So like the Batman 90s animated series that we watched, that's not enough. That's
not adult enough.
Yeah, that's not adult enough for them to have in their catalog. They
Like
want
an
this.
adult- yeah.
They want this kind of adult. HBO has always been known as like this adult catalog, right? So they don't want Scooby Doo in there.
Yeah,
They're right next to a chick giving a dude a hand job. You know what I mean? Like that's not a good look.
I feel that it is really kind of
But
the
Harley
grown-up streaming
Quinn,
service anyway.
the animated series next to a chick giving a hand job.
Yeah, there might be some chicks giving hand
There's
jobs
some
in that
crossplay
one.
there.
Right.
It really is. If you've seen any of that animated Harley Quinn
I've
series,
seen a little bit. And I know it's dirty.
Yes.
It's
So
crazy.
there's some, like I said, there's crossplay there, but there's no. Scooby Doo's the opposite. He looks over and sees that, he's like, "Ruh-roh."
Right, he gets away. Poor Scooby, he's not supposed to see such things.
Better get raggy.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
That's what Rocky does.
That's good. Oh my god! Yeah, I feel like I really
But
do.
yeah,
feel like HBO
so I
Max is
think
like
that it would be more of the non-adult stuff that would be going to HBO. So any of the stuff, like I said, like Harley Quinn, or like if they did a Peacemaker animated series like they're talking about, that would probably stay on HBO Max. But anything that's kind of kiddish, that will probably be what ends up on Amazon. But that's still, again, we say all the time that the best thing Batman ever made was that 90s animation. You can call it kiddish if you want. Cool, I'll take that. But I'll also take it free on Amazon Prime Video.
Just so I can keep getting my stuff delivered 2 days later.
Exactly, right.
That's the crazy thing about, it's like you said, about this Amazon Prime thing, is that it's like, really, it started out as like, well, you're already on here. We got some extra time. Let's throw some movies into it. And I remember when I first saw that there were movies on Amazon Prime, I was like, okay, like what movies could possibly be on Amazon? And then slowly, Amazon has turned out to be, I mean, I think they're number 2 in many ways. Amazon Prime is like the one that I probably go to more. I think I go to Amazon Prime more than I go to Apple or go to any of the others, because not only does it have its own movies, but if there's one that I don't have yet, I can go there and I can just rent it. So it's they have made themselves extremely useful across the board, and like not just in this, but I mean it's like you're saying with the
shit. Like I said, Matt was talking about renting audio books, and he's like, they're just too expensive. And I came from like, well, Amazon Prime gives me like 5 free rentals a month. So and he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude. I literally like, and when you rent them, you can rent them until you're done with them. And so, we rented Seth Rogen's yearbook when we were driving to Galveston, I believe, and we got like halfway through it, and then when we went to Colorado, we finished it, and that was like 2 months later, and we still had it. And
Nice.
at this point I had like 14 built up credits,
Man.
and I don't listen to books enough to even capitalize on something like that. Like the only time I listen to books is like when I go on a long trip like that or something, which is
right.
right,
Exactly.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, just there's so much perks with it. That's for sure.
I don't even know if I could find enough time in my schedule to listen to 5 books a month. That's
Right.
Like I mean that's all I need.
Right. Yeah.
I love books.
And then they just have like a Prime, what's like Prime Video, but with books. So then there's like 5,000 books that you can read those whenever. But the 5 rentals, those are for books that aren't in that.
Like the public domain.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
well, it in public domain. It's whatever they're
like service.
licensing. Yeah, right. Just like Amazon Prime Video. So if they have, The Hobbit on there right now, cool, you can listen to The Hobbit. But maybe next month The Hobbit isn't on there, so you'd have to use one of your free rentals to listen to it instead. But still, you
I
get
gotta give it to Amazon, man. They're
Jeffrey Bezos.
terrible as far as how they treat their
Jeffrey
workers. But
Bezos.
you gotta give it to them on the business end. I mean, this is
You
all
did it!
amazing business strategy. I mean, just it's stuff that that I could never even dream of putting together. Like the fact that they could take all of these various things and make all these game changing moves is
For sure.
it's pretty crazy.
For sure.
I think it's a very good idea for
But
them.
guys, you're hearing this information about DC Animation heading over to Amazon potentially. They're in the war room trying to work out the details of the contracts right now is what we hear. So hopefully it's worked out. But what are your guys' thoughts? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.